Hello students, we are going to discuss midpoint theorem chapter 11 of class 9. So in this chapter, as the name is suggesting, midpoint theorem. So we'll be discussing some of the theorems. Now the first theorem is that theorem 1. Theorem 1 is that the line joining the midpoint of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is equal to half of it. So from here we are able to get the line joining the midpoint of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is equal to half of it. We'll be understanding this. What is the meaning of this? If I will be drawing here the triangle, if I am drawing a triangle, suppose this is triangle ABC. I am naming it as ABC, and in this triangle it is saying that the line joining the midpoint of any two sides. If I am marking it as M is the midpoint of AB and N is the midpoint of AC. So the statement is saying that line joining the midpoint. This is midpoint and this is midpoint. The line joining the midpoint means this is the line. So it is saying that the line joining the midpoint means MN is parallel to BC. First statement is that when these two are midpoint, so the line joining the midpoint is parallel to the base. This is base of the triangle. Parallel line joining the midpoint is parallel to the base, and the length is also MN is equal to half of BC. This is MN is equal to half of BC, means I am saying that the length of MN will be half of BC. Suppose the length of BC is 10. Suppose the length of BC is 10. So the length of MN will be 5. So this is the statement which is carried out by this, that BC is 10, so MN will be 5. This is theorem 1, which is stating that the line joining the midpoint of any two sides. These two sides I have taken. You can take these two sides also, but you have to join the lines. The line joining the midpoints. This, suppose this is I am naming it as O. So the line joining will be this MNO will be parallel to AC. I can write from here MO is parallel to AC, and MO will be half of AC. I can say from here MO is half of AC. I am getting from here. So the converse of midpoint theorem. Converse of midpoint theorem is stating that the line drawn through the midpoint. Now we'll be discussing converse of midpoint theorem. So converse of midpoint theorem states that what is the meaning of converse? Now first of all we'll be discussing what is the meaning of converse. So converse is saying that whatever part is in the proof part, that will become the given part, and whatever was given in this part given was M and N were the midpoint, M and N were the midpoints, and we have to prove that MO and is parallel to AC, or MO is equal to half of AC. These things we have proven from the theorem 1. Now the converse of midpoint theorem means this will be given that these lines will be parallel and it is passing through point O. So it will be passing through point M also, and M will be also midpoint. Means it is saying like this. If I have to say ABC, this is triangle, and in this triangle if I am saying, it is saying that the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. This is midpoint of AB. M is midpoint of the line drawn through midpoint of one side of a triangle. One side of a triangle parallel to the other side. This is parallel to the other side, means it is parallel to the base. So from here MN, this point N will be also midpoint. It is stating that the line drawn from M, or if I am drawing one more triangle ABC, and this, if I am saying this is midpoint, I am naming it as E. The line passing through M or drawn through M is and parallel to the base, means this line will be parallel to this line. Then this point will be also midpoint. F will be also midpoint. So this is converse. In the midpoint theorem, these were given as midpoint and this we have proven. Now E is given midpoint and these lines are parallel. Means we have proven that F is now becoming midpoint. This is known as converse. Means whatever thing is given will become proof and the proof part will become given. That is meaning of converse. Now the next statement is theorems on intercept. Theorems on intercept means if I am drawing some lines, means I am drawing three parallel lines. If I am naming it as A, this is B and this is C. So parallel lines. What is the meaning of parallel lines? Means they will never intersect each other. If I am saying parallel lines means they will never intersect each other. These are the point A, this is point B and this is point C. If I am saying these are making equal intercept. Equal intercept means AB is equal to BC. AB is equal to BC. Suppose I am naming this point as D, this point as E and this point as F. If AB is equal to BC and these lines are parallel, and transversal means when it will be cutting all the three lines, parallel lines. The line which is cutting the parallel lines is known as transversal. This is a transversal, this is also a transversal. If a transversal make equal intercept on three parallel lines, means AB is equal to BC, it is stating. So from here then any other line cutting them also make equal intercept. Any other line means this line, DEF line, will also make equal intercept. Means from the statement we will be getting inference that DE is equal to EF. Means if this is making equal intercept, then this transversal will be also making equal intercept. So these are the theorems. Now we will be discussing some questions. Okay, in question number 1A, we are going to discuss in figure 1. D, E and F are midpoint of side BC, CA and AB of triangle ABC. AB is equal to 6, BC is equal to 4.8 and CA is equal to 5.6. These are the things which is given to us. If I am taking AB is equal to 6. AB is equal to 6 centimeter. BC is equal to 4.8 centimeter and CA is equal to 5.6 centimeter. So from here, now the figure is also given to us in the next page. So we will be getting the figure that if I am drawing this figure, this is triangle ABC, ABC. D is midpoint of this side, is given to us. E and F. E is this point and F is this point. I am drawing this line. So DEF is given to us. DE and F are midpoints. So we can get from here that D, E and F are midpoints. So from here we'll be getting that DE will be half of AB. So we can get from here DE will be half of AB. One thing we can get, because these are midpoint of triangle, so this will be half of base AB. Or we can get from here EF will be half of BC. EF will be half of BC. And the third thing is that DF will be half of AC. So we can substitute the values. AB value is 6. So we can get AB 6 means DE value we have got is 3 centimeter. BC we know is 4.8. 1 by 2 into 4.8, which is coming out to be 2.4 centimeter. This is BC. Now DF will be half of AC. AC is 5.6. Means we'll be getting 2.8 centimeter. This is DF. So the perimeter of triangle DEF. Perimeter of triangle DEF means P of DEF. If I have to find, means what can you say about DEF? DEF means you have to add all the sides DE plus EF plus DF. So DE plus EF plus FD. So these three sides we have to add. So the values we are getting is 3 and the other value is 2.4 and one value is 2.8. So 5.4 means 8.2, 6.2 and 8.2 centimeter. So this is the value of perimeter of triangle DEF. Now the first part is also given, that perimeter of trapezium FBCE. So perimeter of trapezium FBCE. Now you see trapezium, which part? FBCE. This is a trapezium. We know that this part will be half of this base. So we are knowing that this part we know. How we are knowing that? Because this part will be, this is midpoint. So this value will be also, FB will be also, FB will be half of AB. Means this will be 3 centimeter. Half of AB, because AB is 6. So FB will be 3 centimeter. EC, as AC is 5.6. So this will be 2.8. Half of AB. So EC will be half of AC, which is coming out to be 2.8 centimeter, and FB will be half of AB, which will be coming out to be 3 centimeter, because this is the midpoint. So this length and this length will be equal. So from here we are getting, we have to add this part, this is 3, and this part for adding perimeter, for getting the perimeter, FB plus BC plus EC plus EF. This part, all part we have to add. Now what are the length we know? EF we have calculated just now, 2.4. So FB will be starting from, FB is 3 and then BC we know is 4.8, and the next part is EC we know is 2.8, and EF we know is, this will be, EF is half of BC, which is coming out to be 2.4. So we have to add all the values. This is 7.2 and 8, 2.8, 10, and this is coming out to be 13 centimeter. So this is the length of perimeter of triangle ABC. Means you have to add all the values. This value of BC is 4.8. This value is 3. This is value is 2.8, and this value is also 2.4. So from here we are getting the value. So this is question number 1. Now we'll be discussing question number 3. So question number 3 we are going to discuss. If DE and F are midpoint of side AB, BC and CA respectively of an isosceles triangle ABC. Means an isosceles triangle is given to us. ABC is an isosceles triangle. So given it is, and it is given that DE and F are respectively, D is the midpoint of AB and E is the midpoint of BC and F is the midpoint of AC. So these are the midpoints. Now we have to see that D, E and F are midpoints, and this triangle ABC given, I will be writing here given. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Means we can say AB is equal to AC. I am saying that AB is equal to AC. Any two sides will be equal. I am saying that so I can say that this side is equal to this side. AB is equal to AC. I have got from the given part. It was given in the question. Now I will be joining this two part. I have to prove that DEF is a isosceles triangle. To prove, triangle DEF is an isosceles triangle. So how will be starting? As I can say that D comma E. Now the proof part. Proof part is that we will be taking theorem by theorem. So DEF is an isosceles triangle we have to prove. So we can say that D comma E are midpoints of side AB and BC. So these are midpoints. So from here we can get by theorem, midpoint theorem, that DE will be half of AC and DE will be parallel to AC. As the statement that these line joining D and E will be parallel to AC and DE will be half of AC. So D and AC will be parallel. Now I can say that E and F are also midpoint. E comma F are also midpoint of triangle of sides BC and AC. Then we can get the inference that line joining E and F. Line joining EF will be half of AB. And EF is parallel also, but we are not needing here. EF is parallel to AB. Now from here, since it is given that AB is equal to AC, AB is equal to AC, this is given. That implies I can write, I will be multiplying both sides by half. Half AB will be equal to half AC also. I am multiplying both the side by half. Now half AB I can write it as EF. And half from here, the AC, half AC I can write it as DE. So I am getting that these two sides are also equal. Means we can say, but these are sides of triangle DEF. That implies we can say that triangle DEF is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means two sides will be equal. In a triangle, two sides will be equal. So this is question number 3. Now we'll be moving to question number 5. So in question number 5, it is given that ABCD is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means it will be having 4 sides. So ABCD is a quadrilateral. P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the respective side. P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC, C is the midpoint of, R is the midpoint of CD and S is the midpoint of AD. So these are given to us. Now we have to prove that AC is its diagonal. AC is its diagonal. Now we have to prove that SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. From here we are getting one thing is in mind, that we have to choose one triangle. Means S and R will be certainly midpoint, because the line joining the midpoint is parallel to the base. AC will be certainly the base. So from here, if I will be taking in triangle ABC, this is proof part. So if I am taking triangle ABC, I can say P comma Q are midpoint of AB and BC. These are midpoints which is given to us. Now from the inference we can get, or we can say that if I will be taking triangle, I will be taking triangle ADC. I have to take proving PQRS also, we have to prove it also, but I will be taking, first of all I have to prove, so I will be taking triangle ADC because I have to prove SR. SR is parallel to AC. So I am taking, so I will be removing from here, this will be S and this will be R. If these are given, then the line joining S and R or RS will be half of, this will be also changed. This will be AD and this will be, S is the midpoint and this is of CD or DC also we can say. So from here we are getting RS will be half of AC and RS will be parallel to AC. So first part we have proven. Now we have to prove that this part PQ and SR. We have to prove it. Now I can prove again, we can prove it that PQ is equal to SR. So if I will be taking triangle in triangle ABC, first part I have proven. Now I have to prove that PQ is equal to SR. So one thing is common, that PQ can be compared to AC and SR can be also compared to AC. SR will be also half of AC and PQ will be also half of AC, means PQ will be equal to SR. So again I will be writing here that P comma Q are midpoint of AB and BC. Then we are getting one statement that PQ will be half of AC and PQ will be parallel to AC. That implies we are getting PQ is also half of AC. This is 2 and this is 1. We are getting PQ is also half of AC and from 1 and 2. We can see PQ is equal to RS equal to half of AC. That only we have to prove. And these lines will be also parallel also. If RS is parallel to AC, RS is parallel to AC and PQ is also parallel to AC, means PQ will be parallel to RS. That implies we can get PQ parallel to AC parallel to RS. This part we have got. Now the next part is that we have to prove that it is a parallelogram. Parallelogram means all the sides will be, all the opposite sides will be parallel. So these sides we have proven. These are parallel and these are equal also. Now if I will be joining these two sides, this is RQ and I will be joining this diagonal and I am joining this construction I am doing. So from proving this construction, join BD and join RQ and then join PS. Then we are getting one statement in triangle CDQ, CDB or BDC. In triangle BDC, R comma Q are midpoint. R comma Q are midpoint of CD and BC. That implies we can get RQ is equal to half of BD. RQ we are getting half of BD. This is equation 3rd. Similarly, I can prove if I will be taking ABD triangle. So I can say that PS will be half of BD. In triangle ABD, P comma S are midpoint of, one is P is the midpoint of AB and S is the midpoint of AD. Then we are getting PS will be half of BD. This we are getting as a proof. Now we can get from here that PS will be equal to RQ. This we are getting from 1 and 3 and 4. From 3 and 4. That implies we can say if these two sides are equal, these two sides are equal and these two sides are also equal. And from here I can say PS will be parallel to RQ parallel to BD. I can say that these lines are parallel also and these are half of BD also. Then implies we can say PQRS. From the above discussion we can say that these are parallel, these are also parallel and these are also equal also. Parallelogram means opposite sides are parallel as well as equal. Then we are getting PQRS is a parallelogram. From the above discussion, since this is 5 and this is, I am taking it as 6. So we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. So these were the 3 bits which I have to prove. So this is question number 5. So we have completed up to question number 5. If you are having any doubt, you can ask us in our WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you.